Welcome, everybody, to Flat Earth Nation. Mud flood was Armageddon. Don't let them tell you anything else unless they're willing to debate you in a fair and honest way. What happens when you wear a green shirt? Well, this is going to just be a mirror of Tommy's video anyway. Tommy put out a new video and I was watching it and I thought, why am I not sharing it? So I decided I'd watch the first 5 minutes over and you can get an update and enjoy Tommy living his life and sharing his thoughts and find out why did Tommy get a pedicure? And it's making me wonder, should we do some foot washing in the church? Is there something about that fellowship of intimacy that might benefit? Why was it? Let's just check it out and see what Tommy had to say. It seems like it's going to be a fairly entertaining show. He's not trying to be funny unless he is.
Changing again here. It's again, it's supposed to get down in the 50s this week at some point. I got back Sunday, had our good trip, went and saw Madison, saw Adeline, Louise. What a trip, what a great trip. Long drive, but what a great trip, getting to see that baby. And she grows so fast. It's pretty sweet. Can't hardly beat that. Always had those people, those grandparents talking about how their grandbaby is so great. Now it's great to be a grandparent. Well, I mean, that separation thing, yeah, there's something to be said for that. Here, keep the kid. Oh, I love it right now. I'm going to enjoy it right now. Here, we're going home. Something to be said for that. But I would take her with me. I didn't want to let go of her. I even to spend time with her. They're normal, my daughters. And Kathy's normal routine is every time we go visit, they go shopping, they go get manicures, pedicures, they do all that. And so if I'm going to spend any time with my Lulu, I got to go. So I went and got me a pedicure with them. It was nice. Enjoyed that. My feet appreciated that. I'd never had one before. That was a good trip. Good to see her. She's sweet.
You guys laughing right now, too?
Sweet baby. Wow, what a sweet baby. All the time hanging with her. She didn't cry. She didn't fuss once. And that was at their house. We took her out and drug her around in public Friday and Saturday. She was a good baby. Wow. I was really, really pleased. And she seems to recognize and respond to her grumpy. That's what can you believe that? They're calling me grumpy. Me grumpy? What the fuck is wrong with that? Okay. I'm not grumpy. They you're taking and calling me grumpy. I call myself all kinds of stuff, but then, I'm losing it. Other news, my back. I've got a appointment next Wednesday. Get an injection in my back, epidural steroid injection. Let's hope it gives me some relief for a while, so I can quit being miserable every day. I can get up, maybe get some stuff done. I get things done. It's just very slow pace, very slow. My bride don't like that. My bride wants get it done, son. She's used to the old me, I don't know how many else was I've done this to y'all, but over the years, I want to do a project. We're going to do a project. All right, we're going to do this project. She said, okay, I tell her, yes, we're going to do this project. Every day it's when are you do it? When are you do it? Tell her, get my mind wrapped around it. My mind wrapped around it. So get my mind wrapped around it. You'll know when I'm fixing to do it because I'll start gathering supplies. I'll start doing my checklist. I'm going to get started. I have all my stuff together. That's the way you got to do it, baby. That's the way it works. Gotta have a plan. Can't just jump in. And
it's called counting the cost.
So over the years, she gets frustrated when you end it. I'm getting my mind wrapped around it. Trust me, we'll get her done. It's one of those deals. Good morning, everybody. First medicine of the day. It probably won't be the last. I really didn't have much to go over this morning. I know it's really early. And I keep seeing this same theme over and over. And it's getting, we need to start paying attention to this. Everybody, whether it be Christians or whether it be secularists, when they talk about Christians, I keep hearing this. This group, A, B, or C, they don't act like Christians. You keep hearing that. They don't act like Christians. If they were, if they were Christians, why? Why? I keep hearing that thing. They don't act like Christians. And I kept hearing it. You see these, clip, whether it be on Fox, CNN, whatever, if they're talking about Christianity, there's going to be somebody in the group that's going to push that narrative. Yeah, they're not acting like Christians. Well, the secularists forever have said, you Christians are the worst anyway. Y'all are just the worst anyway. Y'all are fake. Y'all are, it's not true. You're all worshiping a fantasy. I expect that from them, but in a good way. Some Christian leaders are saying, hey, we're not acting like Christians. And then some Christian leaders are being told to their face, you're not acting like Christians. And I think there's something to this, guys. When you start seeing that, when you start hearing that specifically, people saying that straight to people's faces, not acting like Christians. Wow, that's so true. I was listening to a good talk the other day, and it's true. I mean, what kind of Christian are you? Are you a faux Christian? Do you just, show it in public? Like the used car salesman trying to sell you a car when it's time, you say, the good Lord has blessed us. The used car salesman always, hey, God's looking out for you today. You're going to find a car just for you. You're that kind of Christian. And then when you, behind closed doors, you got all kinds of secrets. You got all kinds of baggage. I mean, nobody's perfect, right? But let's try and be a little better example, guys. For me anymore, the mass, things like that. Around here, there's nobody asking for it anymore, except for at the hospital, some doctor's offices. My pain management guy, I don't know if I told you on my last video, when I get there filling out all my paperwork, and the girl says, as soon as you're done there, got the little plastic.
I can see that I'm going to let this buffer a little bit because it seems I saw it spiraling. I'm watching on my phone, and I want you to hear this. So hopefully that's it.
Well, we're going to need a sample if you can. I said, why do you want that? And she said, well, the doctor wants everyone to have a screen. I said, I don't understand why. I'm not going to be needing a prescription for anything. And they look at me and they're like, excuse me? I said, I will not need a prescription for anything. And they're like, well, that's our kind of patient. I almost went, do you ever have anybody that doesn't want a prescription in here? Because I'm sure everybody who comes in there, you hand them that little white piece of paper, or you make that call. I don't want your stuff. I don't want your poison. But they, they ask me, wear a mask, and I just politely say, no, thank you. No, thank you. I haven't worn one this whole time. I'm a walking experiment. If I start wearing one now, I'm going to mess up all my data. Can't do it. I got an experiment going here. I've literally only wore a mask on the airplane. Back last year, earlier this year when I was flying, it's the only time I will not wear one. You cannot make me.
Now, he was told if he didn't put on a mask, it would be considered they'd have to divert the flight. So it was basically threatening him with jail or put on the mask.
And, in Bentonville, Arkansas, where my daughter lives, boy, I don't know if how many of y'all have ever been there, and, it's a Walmart town, right? And the vibe in that town is so, I described it to my daughter Madison, hollow. It's just a hollow vibe in that town. People don't look at you. Nobody looks at you. Bunch of hipsters, bunch of these millennials, and it's so pretentious. It really is. And my daughter said, she said in that town, if you have a business and it even starts to look a little bit run down, a little shabby, that somebody from Bentonville city planning, zoning, somebody will give you a visit, and you will clean that shit up. One thing they didn't have any of, I didn't see one bit of, homelessness. I didn't see any homeless. We went downtown and stuff and had some lunch and did different things. No, nobody, not one. But not very friendly either. Those people that are down there walking around that town are not friendly people. They're just not. We're sitting there with a beautiful baby, right? Sitting there with a beautiful baby, and she's just cooing and cawing, and we're having the best time, and nobody. Well, one lady is going, oh, hi, sugar, but people just don't even pay attention to a baby. That's hard to do. And they're just so pretentious. Everybody's, that look, the way they dress, everybody dresses the same. They've got that, I guess, they're kind of fomenting that bohemian / corporate rag look. I don't know. What do you call it? What do you call it? It's like,
I like it's a bohemian rag corporate look.
And it's unkept, and they think they're cool. And nobody combs their hair. Everybody's got all these way crazy old Rastafarian dreadlock look, crazy worn out look. I don't know what you call it. It is pitiful. It is pitiful. But Walmart is in that town. They had this huge corporate building there in town. Well, they're tearing it down. They're going to build a bigger one.
Oh, better let it buffer a little bit. I saw it spinning there for a couple of seconds. Come on, man. Buffer like you mean it. You call that buffering? I guess they call that buffering.
And just about everybody, in that town, is supported by Walmart one way or the other. All around that little town, Walmart's got little Walmarts that are like a convenience store, like a 7-Eleven, and they got the mediums, and they got the super centers, and they got the Sam's, and there's a couple other store chains that they've let in that town. I don't know how they survive, with Walmart's all around them, but they do. But but these are crazy times, guys. I don't know about y'all, but I was talking with Kathy the other day. We were driving home. We watched that video of a plain truth about the energy machines, the guys out in Nevada building those things, and I was like, wow, that, and like everybody else, that's pretty freaking cool. And I said, this may be, that right there may be the beginnings for places. I'm going to say places for camps of the saints. I don't know that it'd be one single camp, but that's something like that. If one of those would run 4 or 5 houses, wow. What about getting a couple of them? You got 20 people, 30 people. I'm going to email those guys. I'm going to see if I can't get their information, email them, and see if I can't can't put a down payment on one, and see what the plan is for a single home. I see they got the whole, that one's a multi-home, but I'm gonna look into a single home one. That'd be cool, wouldn't it, guys? And for me, when I saw that, I was like, geez, it shouldn't be that hard to scale that down to a smaller model for vehicles. I mean, why wouldn't it? That seems fairly easy transition. And I'd watched a program. It's been a couple of years ago. A guy said back when they first started developing nuclear power, that the plan was every town to have their own little nuclear power plant that generated power for everybody, and it was cheap. It's cheap and simple for everybody, and that was kind of the plan going forward. Until I don't remember in the deal if it even tried to describe why it went south, but it was the government. Of course, the government comes in and wants to regulate, and y'all seen the programs on what they did with nuclear power, how they came in, and before the government got involved, nobody was afraid of nuclear power. And then the government started coming in and setting these regulations. Oh, you can only have so much exposure. And then they started making it less and less and less and less. Most of y'all who watch our channels, have seen those things. But there was no reason for it. There's no reason for it other than just control and regulation. And me and Alan were watching a video yesterday, and the lady had written she was a lawyer. She had been in a case where her deal was in California. She was saying, hey, you can't meet in your house for Bible studies because we can't regulate you. We can't make sure you're social distancing. We can't make sure you're wearing your mask. We can't trust you, you Bible study people. But Hollywood sets, filming locations, we can trust them. We know Hollywood has regulations. We know that they've got their regulations, and we don't have to worry about them. But these people doing Bible studies, we can't trust them. And with those people saying that, That's and using Hollywood as an example. We can trust them because they regulate their industry. They're good at it. And then this Alec Baldwin thing. Well, I would have assumed, I did assume that for the last 40 years or more, that any gun on any set was fake and wouldn't even fire a projectile, a bullet. Why is it, especially in the last 10 years, why are they even having a physical gun with CGI? Why are they worried about the sound of a gun when they got all this heat? That was my first question. Why do they even have a gun potential to potentially hurt someone? I would think they would definitely just be a toy that didn't even take a blank. Why would they? All of it's fake anyway. No need to have a gun. And okay, so you are still using ones with blanks. How do live ammo get on the set? Who carries live ammo? Who in the Hollywood prop department? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It's all set up at something. I don't know.
Baldwin should be in jail for breaking those. Don't ever point, even treat every gun as if it's loaded. Even though just 2 seconds ago you checked it to make sure it's not loaded. Maniac.
One of those deals when I worked in Midland, Texas, we had a paramedic that was helping with the police.
There it is. Well, it's all good.
Training deals where they go and they have a little fake town set up, or store scene set up, and he was playing a bad guy, and he stepped up playing his bad guy. How? That just makes no sense to me whatsoever. I just don't get that. And the last time there was an accident was 93, I think, was the last I'd heard. And that's just ridiculous. That's like if somebody got stabbed with a knife on a set. I thought we'd been using rubber knives for a long time. I mean, right? So something fishy's going on there. The Baldwins, is it time to pay the piper? Is it time to pay the piper? That's the question. The new Plain Truth video where he's talking to the lady about the present situation is pretty interesting. The video about World War I, that guy's speech. Wow. If y'all haven't watched that, that's crazy. That guy comes right out and blames the Zionist man for all of it. And that's pretty good evidence that dude's got. So you haven't watched that, guys. I don't know. Let me see if I've got it here. think I was looking a while ago at it. Where is it? People can see it because the main video is in the show notes. Now let's see if this is it.
As I said before.
I think this is it. Is this it? Sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay, here it is. This. Let me go over here and share. No. This is the short video. No, they're both the long ones. But yeah, this is pretty crazy, man. If you got to go listen to this speech, it is nuts. Let me do this. Yeah, this is the main. This is from Static. This is his one. And right here, this is the one in the show notes. This is the Benjamin Friedman's speech. So you have to click on that link. He shows just a little bit of it there. But if you haven't watched that, I highly recommend it. It's it's good. Information, man. If you hadn't seen that dude, the story he tells about World War One and how the original peoples are not, and I've believed this for a long time, and a lot of people have posited it. But these are not. They are not God's chosen people. They are.
Well, that was going well until it stopped going well. Hey, there's still. Are you still there, Tommy? I'm going to put an invite in there if you are, because I was enjoying that, and I just switched over. To what do they call that? The hotspot. So if you want to come on, but we'll finish listening off to Tommy. And Tommy, if you want to join me after this for a debriefing, in case there's any questions, or I have a bunch of things pulled up about the golden age. We can talk about that. Let's finish Tommy's video now that we have a hotspot.
And he says, oh, no, that's when he lines them out that that's not who those people were. No. And Alan and I have posited that if there are any true bloodline Zionists, that there's very few, if any, remnants left. You guys remember, that's the whole reason for this whole Armageddon thing, was Israel would not listen. And so I don't know that there are any left. Just true ones. Now these posers, we've known these Ashkenazis and stuff are just posers forever. But the whole story is just wow. I mean, wow. In their own country of Germany that had taken them in, they were foiling manufacturing and helping the other side the whole time. And just crazy. Watch the video. Just watch the video. It's very interesting. We we take so much for granted. It's kind of scary when you think, wow, I think I've got this down. I think I understand what's going on. I think I've got this story surrounded, and then you hear something else like that. It's just crazy. Oh, Ella, are you still up, Ella? I see you put out a video.
Hi, everyone. Hey.
Let's watch Elle for a second. I haven't talked to her in a while. We need to get an Australian update. I hadn't had an Australian update. Let's see, where you at, Elle? Here we go, Elle.
Morning. Hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. I'm just going to share some symbols again. I know some of my long-time followers know what these are. There are a lot of people that don't know. So it's just a quick one. In the modern world, we are surrounded by countless logos, symbols, graphs that make our everyday life. No matter where we look, willingly or unwillingly, we find ourselves immersed in a deep layer of information that is, in turn, filled with secret symbols, any meanings. And what ancient societies, such as etc., date back to more ancient times?
Looks like I lost Tommy, lost the stream there for a second. Anyway, I was watching his video. There's Tommy.
Hey, what's up?
I got some.
Can't hear you very good. Can't hear you very good.
I got some sketchy internet going on.
Is it?
Yeah,
but you're not very loud. I don't know if it's on my end or what, but you're just not very loud. Go again.
Testing.
That's better. There you go. It was my end.
Okay.
It was
Hey, I
mine.
like your video so far, man. I was digging it too, man.
Well, thank you very much. I I was wanting to talk to Ella because I wanted to get an update
Yeah.
on Australia.
I
I
think
wanted to
that
see
there's
what,
a sign that they're clamping down. She's the
right?
other only video I saw before this newer one that I haven't seen yet was kind of like a, look, we're on a train type of a thing,
Right. Yeah.
Nobody's speaking out from Australia too much, except a Plain Truth showed that one guy. Oh, I can't remember his name right now. He's real big, the raging Australian, an old guy like me. He was, he's one of those guys that triggered me. I accused him of stealing all my stuff and taking it to Atlantis many times. So he's that guy, and Jamie just did a video of with some of his stuff. But
Right.
hey, I wanted to get your opinion. Let me, as long as I'm doing my hotspot right now, I want to get on the record your thoughts again.
You said the internet's not working so great, or wasn't?
It wasn't, so I put myself on a hotspot, so I have pretty good Wi-Fi right now.
Well, it should be back up now better.
Well, I wanted, I'm not going to give it up for you. I got you on the line. Look at this thing, man. A Globo type. These are these type of telecommunication things that we were talking about.
Right.
That they were able to send, this was a Globo type, around Christmas time, 1855. So really, were they not communicating? I think they were.
Right.
This one, this had a whole alphabet. This was a telegraph in France. Whether, how many city states had their own different type of communication, but we think that kind of in the back of our mind that they were sitting in a cave, maybe did a smoke signal.
Right.
But this telegraphy, this is, they used to have these on the top of mountains, and they do the same thing like that telegraph.
Right. Right.
You could communicate obviously over many, many miles.
Right. And then some.
Right.
There was so much. Nothing else makes sense, like in his video about those structures, the railways, all that. Well, they had to measure stuff and then send all those measurements to the East Coast, and they had to manufacture it, then bring it over there, and then unload it and put it together in the proper, measurements. Whatever.
That's the what was that in the Gilbert and Sullivan? Nobody ever asked about what is. Oh, that was the HHS Pinafore, not the semaphore. But a semaphore, all you really need is a line of sight, and you can see in the background over here. I hope this picture gets bigger. You can see the other, semaphore tower. That's what he's looking at with the telescope there.
Right.
This guy doesn't need a telescope because you know why? He's got a top hat.
As that makes all the difference.
I guess. I mean, it's we're just spitballing here, Tom.
I've never had one, so I can't rebut your statement.
These are the kind of things that fascinate you, isn't it?
Right. Look at that thing. Wow.
This is what they used back in the day when we thought they were doing Pony Express, man.
Right. That wasn't just one. That wasn't just one little click and telegraph deal. That's multi-keys. That's saying whole phrases.
And now they've shrunk this down to slave labor, make them in China, I guess.
Right, handheld now.
Right. It's just not, the quality of this just screams, we're going to make functional art.
Right. Is that
What
the
is
whole
it?
alphabet on there?
This
That's
is
the whole alphabet on it?
This is a Wheatstone electric telegraph.
As I said, it has the whole alphabet on that diamond.
You see that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
1837.
You don't have to do dots, certain dots by hand to do B or Q or any of that. It's you hit the note and that's what it sends. That's it. That's a Q, that's an M, that's an N. Wow.
Doesn't this from the 1900s seem like a step back?
Yeah, way back. That looks like the first try. Let's see if we can just do one thing. And can we make a sound?
Single wire.
That's it.
Single
Just one
wire.
wire, one sound. Can we do that, guys? Yeah, definitely not a step up from that. Definitely.
I mean, that looks like. Is that steampunk or is that real golden age? I don't know.
Right.
Was
It's pretty
the
cool.
early steampunkers the golden age? I mean, that's when they hit that steam power. They knew they were onto something in that second industrial revolution. This is what you call a double needle railway telegraph.
Double needle railway telegraph. That's a mouthful.
Yeah. I don't. I'm not picking up the message. It should tell us what it's saying right there, But really, all you with a double needle telegraph. Okay, I'm just thinking binary codes. All you need really, don't they know? You don't need a R and a W. You just need a 0 and a 1. And look at us, get it done, Tommy. We're getting it done with a 0 and a 1.
That's right. Zeros and ones, simple.
This is the block signaling instrument as used in Britain in the 1900s. Well, I don't remember that, and I lived most of my life, in the 1900s. This looks like something that you'd squeeze and test your strength at the carnival to me.
All right.
But, that's how you open it, flip this nice little, you probably get a nice little click every time that's still, but they're not dovetail. They're not dovetail. We got to look at every little detail. Where's the dovetail?
All right.
But this kind of has that look like grip it. You are the train online, baby.
Right. Strength tester.
And then line blocked, that's our equivalent of getting sand kicked in your face before you do the Charles Atlas push-up contest. There you go. You see, you don't even need electricity to send messages for miles. You wanted Australia, you got it.
That looks like he looks like a surveyor. Is that a real surveyor's hat?
That's what you call a bush hat. You can pin it up if you get promoted, but he's only he's a Boy Scout. Run, Boy Scout.
Run, fool, run.
That's right. Wayne Brady's after you. Now this guy is using the same thing, a shutter type. He's just getting he's getting a phone call. Dang, are you kidding me? U.S. Forest Service, that's how they did it.
Just go up there and set up a little tripod and make phone calls.
That's right. So he's getting a reflection and he's just using a mirror to send a signal, but he's not on, this phone is not on the hook.
Does it have to be?
You can buy those phones on eBay. They're everywhere. You can get them for like $100. A little bit of power here.
Right.
I mean, somebody looked like, this is how you do it. Looks like that pole has seen better days.
You think?
Dang. Yeah, I do. That's 1912. That's a heliograph shutter type.
I don't really know that that's as much a pole as it was just a stump they carried around.
There you go. There is your Creed Model 7 teleprinter. 1931, in between the wars. We need information. Well, you got it.
You gotta love it.
You carry this in your pocket now, and you love it. There's your first computer, everybody. That's how they started wanting to do. That's how we at Christian Liberty Academy wasted approximately $2 million thanks to a Mr. Mark Dove's inability to even grasp what the world, I'm surprised he even know what end was up. He wasted so much money doing those scan tests. You slide them in, and then those punch holes just grade them. And then sometimes you have a circle, and they read the graphite. We were doing that for a while. They thought that'd be better than punch holes. So they were filling it in with number 2 pencils, and that's a bitch. Oh, don't get me started. Submarine Telegraph Company from 1850. What do you think about these submarine telegraph companies, Tommy? Tommy's gone.
I'm right here. Alan.
Oh, so you didn't see the submarine. What do you think of, what's your first opinion of submarine telegraphs?
I left a few groceries sitting over there when I got on with you. Show me that again. What do I think of what?
This.
It was just me on the screen. I didn't know.
1851. No, I just came there to look for you to get your opinion, and you were gone. So this is 1851. They're talking about submarine telegraphs in 1851. They were already communicating,
Nice.
From coast to coast.
No problemo.
And look at this map.
It makes you wonder if those kind of people weren't remnants, from the millennial reign.
Thank you.
They kept trying to keep the stuff going, and they got took out.
So here we see the Russian Empire, and it shows all of this. Gone is the Tartary Ocean. The Tartaries are just only right here. They're only little area left in 1901 from all of those big maps we've seen.
Right.
This is it now. This is all they got left. You can't even count Turkmenistan and Persia. What is this part right here? Where is that? What would that be modern day? Oh, that's Turkey.
Is that Turkey?
Turkey's making the news. They're always trying to get in the news. Anyway, look at all these telegraph wires, man.
I know. It's crazy.
And these are what's in common with all of these? You know what I'm noticing now? Like Chile, Peru, Argentina, Brazil, Portugal, all of these are the countries that ended up with the Phrygian cap. Like we have the Phrygian cap in our army, our logos for the army show that Phrygian cap and stuff.
Right.
That could be a coincidence, but those days of coincidence are, we got to kiss those goodbye.
Right. Why is it just me on the screen? You may take over the show. Oh, there you go.
Because I'm wearing this stupid green shirt.
Yeah. You and NASA, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody can't be perfect.
Oh, no. We got telegraphy. So there we go with that. Now, look at back to 1850. All right. This is a fax machine. Mr.
Keep going.
Tommy.
I can hear you. Keep going. I gotta go switch my laundry out. Doing laundry.
Okay. Well,
keep going. I can hear you.
Well, I was wondering. I heard a beep. I'm gonna come back to this one. So I'm gonna show these pictures when he comes back, because He's got to see this. What's this? This is Marconi. He's one of those guys that invented the radio about the same time somebody here invented the radio. I think it was Edison. So here he is rising a kite, a levitor used to lift the antenna at St. John's, Newfoundland in December 1901. So that's a big kite taking up an antenna on Flat Earth Nation. He's going to check it. And here he is. He's got post office engineers of the reset. My butt. These guys found somewhere, created up these old experiments. And since they're top hat boys, they're inspecting Marconi's equipment on Flat Home. Flat Home, my guess, Starford, baby. Yes. I don't know. It used to be a Starfort. Now it's just a hammered mess. It's got a lighthouse. Oh, yeah. Right there by Helm's Deep. Used to be a block to say, we got it. We're going to patrol the whole ocean from the inside. Oh, there's your cliffs, caves, mine shafts. You know that this whole island is hollowed out. Hey, look, those guys there, that's where Marconi found his radio. And these guys are going, let's see if we can make it work. And this guy here with the beard, Tommy, the guy with the beard bet the other guy $1 that within 100 years they could fit this in your pocket.
That was a lot back then, $1. That was a lot.
And then this is obviously remnants of the Star Fort. That's not real geology. So that's remnants of your Star Fort. They think we're so stupid we don't know what's going on.
That's just because
it's either the remnants of it
down one layer at a time and stacked on top of itself.
It's
Come
either
on.
a body part or a Star Fort.
It's natural geological sedimentation.
There's a touchdown Tommy's summer home.
I dig it.
Tommy, this is how you work the cannon back under the disappearing gun, right? Because there's nothing too hard. You couldn't say, I want this, and I'm taking bids, and people line up to go, I can make it cheaper than you, but it's still going to be ass kicking.
That's a pretty cool gun right there, huh?
That's how you shoot them from out the tunnel. So they
Have
can't shoot you.
Have one of those in front of the front porch, right? Somebody
I wonder if this one, it looks like it's one of those ones you should click it and it would work or something. So yeah, obviously it was a Star Fort. There's their old cannon.
Right.
I see you must have karate chopped it, Tommy.
I gave up the karate chop after that.
Uh-oh. Cholera, hospital ruins.
Hospital.
I'm sure. Well, anyway, I was just stalling because I wanted you to see. We were looking at this. I wanted you to see this one from 1850. That's a fax machine, Tommy.
Right.
So, I mean, you could fax people in 1850.
We saw that one deal that it was a full console in the living room of somebody's house, and it was printing the paper out. It was printing out. It was a picture, and text. Remember?
Right.
Didn't we show that video on one show?
Yeah, and I keep hoping that we're going to stumble on that. No, so the here's England and here's France, and these are their two goddesses, of whoever they had going. I know we had dibs on Columbia, but we probably borrowed. Probably we of the Fergie and Cap who got assigned Columbia probably had to share her. But anyway, the effect of these underground cables with the skulls and stuff laying on the bottom of the ocean bed.
Right.
And that was, it was peace and goodwill between England and France. That it worked. So, yay.
Nice.
Where was that one that showed the plutograph? Anyway, I got this guy going to talk. I had this guy pulled up to talk about the Great War. Something fascinating. I wanted to look up this. It was only in 1907. Ask your wife if she ever heard about this first automobile race when they decided, hey, let's make a race. Okay, let's make it from Peking to Paris. What?
Sounds good.
It's the first race. You don't start. The first race isn't from Peking to Paris, man. Really?
Yeah, why not? It's a car. Everybody's got one. They're tested, tried and true.
And they hit every star fort everybody's ever studied in the world.
Right. And then the roads were nice and smooth, no problem.
It took them almost 2 months.
Gas stations all the way along the way, hotels.
They had camels pack because they wanted to make this a petroleum based race, Tommy. These cars all use.
Right there's Petro Pavlak back.
Out of the 5 cars that started, only one didn't make it.
Only one. Nice.
Yeah. But this looks like cheating.
I think so.
Hey, look, they're using those ox carts paths.
All right.
I doubt it.
You're right into a mountain range.
There you go. Remember 1907. Your wife is an expert, is somehow some sort of an expert on NASCAR racing. Now, has she ever heard of the Peking Special?
The Peking to Paris race. I'll have to ask her, and ask her why can't NASCAR duplicate it? Come on, guys.
Do you think this car, even with, I know we've all heard of Pirelli tires.
Right.
I'm telling you, I think they drug this right out of a cave and said, dude, let's drive it.
Let's see what it's gonna do.
Does this look like planned obsolescence to you?
Right, no joke.
Or does this look like it was made to make it?
Yeah, check out those tires and the rims and stuff. I don't see any wood.
It looks as fancy as what they try to. I mean, compare this to the lunar lander. This is much cooler.
Right. Everything looks riveted, heavy metal, well constructed.
Golden age, baby.
I don't see any wooden spokes or any of that.
I'd like to know what this is cast of. This is it looks too shiny. This just looks like something this is definitely modern aluminum just stapled on. Nitpicker. I like it. I like that car.
All right.
Anyway, the race started from the French embassy in Peking on the 10th of June, 1907. So this Yahoo won it.
Of course, it was a prince, right? It wouldn't have been a pauper win it. Wasn't going to be no NASCAR hard luck story fellow come in and win it. Shade tree mechanic.
So here they are. I see a top hatter. This is what they did for fun. The people that came out of somebody went into right before the war, before things really fell apart, but everybody's in their mind right now getting ready to march off to war to die blindly by the millions. If they have to use poison gases, if they have to starve people by the 40 of millions, they'll do it. But it just is starting. And these guys are finding, hey, there's that car. or
He's
one
a
of them.
prince. He's a prince. He didn't have to worry about the war and stuff. Him and his college buddies there from the frat.
Now I remember. I got to this guy
It's their
because
gap year.
I was studying famous Italian explorers, and I ran across this guy that list of Italian explorers. That's where I was. Let's just follow this back because there's this one honky from it was because of this guy. That's right. I didn't know this college that he was teaching from, so I wanted to study it. And it was this Beltrami, Minnesota, which was founded by this Yahoo, Giacomo Beltrame. He says he discovered. He's just like the Chinese. No. I had claims to the United States, and I discovered the headwaters of the Mississippi in 1823, well before everybody else. How come nobody talks about me?
Right.
And he named so this college is named after him. He was a powerful Medici family member, and Medici sponsored famously Leonardo da Vinci, which means he's just like Leonardo DiCaprio. He's Leonardo from Da Vinci.
Yeah. Were they Masons? It doesn't say they were Masons.
Oh yeah, they started the Masons. The Medicis. Oh my goodness, you want to talk about walking trash, lost.
Man, hang on. That dude's the prince, man.
Born blasphemers. They just suck. The Medicis. This girl here, she's the witch of witches. I can't even stand to think about her. I don't even like to do shows about her because I will end up saying something that is so unkind. She burned people alive. She's the one that did the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. That effing bitch.
Come on now. You burn a few people at the stake and you're labeled a witch. Come on.
She killed them all, and then to celebrate that they had taken over the town, they lined up the people for 200 miles and burned them alive as torches so they could drive into town with the guests and celebrate that they had killed the people that don't believe in the Trinity. And then she got tired that she said, I this is cool, but I sew their mouths shut. I'm tired of hearing them screaming. Fucking bitch. That fucking bitch.
Sounds a lot like the devil loosed. Just saying. One of his
I can't even think straight, man.
One of his soldiers. One of the soldiers of the devil loosed army. She was glad to do the bidding.
Everybody loves her little boy. She had her boy Leonardo working for her, whitewashing everything, and they love those little dick suckers.
Oh yeah, evil. The reset. The devil loosed. He took over all those kingdoms. All of them.
I'm gonna thank everybody for hopping in. I'm not gonna be able to go on for a while. This was just to mirror your video anyway, Tommy. I haven't even got my morning started yet. This is so everybody raise your intentions and be mad, but thankful at the same time.
Hey,
yeah. Any closing thoughts, Tommy?
No, everybody be cool.
Yeah, that's enough for one day or for the morning right now. I think I've got something I want to show about China being taken over from the current history point of view. But everybody should be able to read in between the lines. I'm preparing this other Bible study. I got to go over it. Thanks everybody for joining us. It's a flat Earth nation. Mud flood was Armageddon. We're never going to tell you anything else. Why would we? We're trying to prove we have your best interest at heart. Amen. Hallelujah. Aho.